Hey friends, welcome back to the Freedom Equation podcast. My name is Michaela Bell.
And I'm Scott. Thanks for being here.
Yeah, we are doing a little kind of mini series, I guess we would call it, about some of the common myths that we hear that really don't allow us to have a freedom mindset.
Yep.
And today we're on number 3. So if you missed 1 and 2, highly recommend popping back and watching those after this one. This myth that we're going to talk about today is I'll sleep when I'm dead.
I've said that many times.
I don't know if I've ever said that necessarily.
I know I have.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you for sure have. I think I've heard you say it before.
Yes.
But yeah, so that's what we're going to talk about. Definitely the hustle culture mentality and the effect that has on our health.
Yep. I don't think people realize how important sleep actually is, or they've heard people say it's important, but they're like, but I'm young. Yeah, but there's more to it than that.
There's a lot to it.
Tell us why. Let's get into it.
Well, if you don't sleep, you're going to die a lot quicker.
Yes.
Like science has a ton of data.
Yep.
I brought a book because I really love this. And I think this whole sleep when I'm dead thing comes from that hustle culture mentality of, like working nonstop. And I've seen so many things, like so many reels where it's like, if you're not willing to work 24/7, you don't want it. And it's like, okay, well then I don't want it because that sounds awful to me, right? Or you get sick,
You're
right?
Like, no, I don't want that.
I don't want that. Yeah, I want success. And that's the thing. I believe that you can have success. And success looks different for every single person. What's successful for me is going to be different than what's successful for you. And that is okay. So there's going to be a different way for everybody. But there's this book. It's called Sleep Smarter by Shawn Stevenson. And this was such a good book. The first time that I ever read this completely helped me to shift my focus to, I'm not doing like any of these things. And I didn't realize, obviously, sleep is good for you. Like your body needs it to recover. Even when you think about working out, for example, if you had a amazing workout and you were to go to the doctor, your levels and like it wouldn't look good because you're actually putting a ton of stress on your body when you're working out. Your muscles are tearing, but it's healthy stress. It's good for you. But what the body then needs is rest. And so what it does every single evening, if you allow it to, is it'll go through the cycle of recovery. And the same thing even with your brain. So when you don't sleep well, your brain can't go through its like renewal process. And so think about every night, like there's cobwebs in your brain. If you don't sleep, it can't like kind of brush through and clean out the cobwebs. So you're going to tend to be overwhelmed, anxious. You're not going to think as clearly. So especially if you have any type of like ADD, I mean, sleep is just such a crucial part of your routine. And it does other things. Like if you don't sleep well, it decreases something called leptin, which is the hormone that makes you feel full. And it increases the hormone called ghrelin, which is also called the hunger hormone. So that releases a hormone in your body and it tells your brain, I'm hungry. So that's why, too, when you don't sleep well, you tend to eat worse and make worse decisions throughout the day. Another interesting part of the brain is called the amygdala, and it helps you with your emotional reactions. And so when you don't sleep and you have a lack of sleep, your amygdala is firing excessively more than if you actually slept. So that means you're more moody, you snap at people.
You've seen people that you seem tired.
Yeah.
I said to my kids all the time.
You know that meme where the brother is like eating breakfast next to his sister and she's she's crying. He's like, did you nap yet? It's like, well, you need to.
If you have kids, you definitely can relate to the idea of when a kid didn't sleep well, you're like, all right, you need a nap. And then what do they always say? No, I don't. Yeah. Like, that's what people that need a nap say.
Exactly. But as adults, like, it shows up similar
Sometimes adults need a nap.
For sure. Actually, napping is really, proven to be pretty good for you.
Not everyone can really do that on a regular basis at their work, but
right.
Yes.
For sure. If you're an entrepreneur and you have control over your schedule, having a 20-minute power nap is kind of brilliant for you. It's just really important to get sleep. A couple tips that I just thought, based off of this book, are turning off your electronics at least an hour before you go to bed. Having some type of routine for yourself, because what it does is it trains your brain to like be a signal of, oh, hey, I'm getting ready to go to sleep.
Yeah.
So it automatically starts to kind of shut things down in a really healthy way for you. Other things like having a really dark room and leaving your electronics outside of your room. So if you use your phone potentially as your alarm, maybe get an actual like cheap alarm and use it. Or just put it significantly further from your bed so that you have to get up and like walk to turn your alarm off.
Totally. I was going to say that's actually what I'd recommend. Like people that snooze like crazy.
Yeah.
One easy way to do that is if you move it far away.
Yep.
If you have to get up, by the time you're up, you're like, all right, I'm up.
Yeah.
I'll move on.
If
you can snooze it, then you'll just keep snoozing and keep snoozing and keep snoozing. I've also found in my life, I don't know if there's any science behind it, but in the same way that you're kind of training, your body starts to understand when it's sleep time or whatever. My wife and I have listened to the exact same CD. I say CD because it used to be CDs all the way back there. For 13 years straight, every single night, we listened to the exact same album.
Yep.
And we always laugh because, like, if we ever saw, it's just basically like piano stuff, realistically. And we always said, like, if we ever went and saw this person in concert, we'd probably like fall asleep, just because naturally you hear that. And I'm absolutely convinced that my body triggers, because I usually, if I even hear the second song, I realize I'm up too long, because I can fall asleep before the first song's even done. She sometimes has to restart it. And so it drives her crazy. That's how you know or if you hear certain songs, you're like, why am I still up? I should never hear this. But I think there's something even to be said about that routine, right?
Yeah.
Not just the electronics and different stuff, that's all part of it too, but telling your brain when it's time.
Yep.
Yeah,
that's pretty much a habit loop is what that is. So a habit loop is, if you've ever read the book, The Power of Habit, and one of my very first YouTube episodes is all about habits. And the habit loop is, first you have a trigger or a cue that leads to a routine that leads to a reward. So for you, that is, bedtime and your routine. That cue for you, that trigger is the music.
Yep.
And then you're probably getting into bed.
Yeah. And then you have to understand your cues, because like I literally will spend 30 minutes directly before I go to bed actually like watching YouTube videos or watching TikToks or whatever. But I know that it doesn't affect me. If you're someone that's having trouble sleeping, like I have no problem sleeping. Like I could lay down on this couch and I'd be asleep for hours on end. But if you're not that way, then you have to realize that might be a factor that's messing with you.
Yep.
Because not everyone's the same, right? It's no different. Like some people are all about, technology, but not before and not when you wake up or whatever. Some people that doesn't affect. So understanding yourself and understanding, if I'm looking to improve sleep, well, let me try something different that I'm doing.
Yes.
Where if I was having a problem sleeping, I would definitely say that's something I should eliminate. For me, it's working. So it's like just understanding that there's no exact science and you have to figure out what works for you is key.
Yeah. And I would say that,
but the sleep's critically important, because I love, and that's why I use I wear my watch to bed and it keeps track of how I sleep.
Yep.
And it will even say, like, I got a notification I think yesterday that said your sleep went up by 22% over the last 8 weeks or something.
Nice.
Which I wasn't even trying to. It just so happened to.
Love
I wake up early, so I go to bed early too. But it's super important. I try to get 7.5 hours of sleep as much as possible. And sometimes I get more. Sometimes I get a tiny bit less, but I don't let that go on for a long time.
Right. Yeah. And when you're young, you think that you can maintain what you're doing forever.
Yeah.
And it's like the biggest lie ever. So yeah, focus on your sleep is definitely a huge one. All right, short and sweet, but
I'm ready to sleep. I'm ready to sleep now. I'm all excited about this, about how important it is.
Yeah.
I'm going to go test it out.
All right, good. Well, get a new routine for yourself.
That's right.
And also let us know in the comments, like, if this is an area that you know that you need to work on, tell us what your intention is. What's maybe one thing that you're going to do because of this podcast today that's going to help you in your sleep journey.
Yep. If you want to make change, you can't just hear about it. You have to do it.
You have to do something about it.
You can't read about people doing push-ups. You got to start doing some.
It's a very good point.
Just such wise words that went out from me. So someone else said it.
Okay.
Anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening.
Yeah,
comment, DM us. We love hearing from you. We don't like talking to ourselves. So hopefully if you're listening, you can engage with us. Tell us what you think. And in the next episode, number 4, this is a good one.
Yeah, okay, so if you tend to obsess about the outcome and you just want to arrive at the next level, 100K, even other things in life, you just want to arrive at being married, this is going to be a good one for you.
Yep.
To help you.
So come on back. Episode 4 of this little mini series is coming at you.